it's Anna from All City Candy, and today we are at North Coast Candy Co., one of our newest vendors that freeze dries candy, guys. Freeze dries, it's insane. I'm going to be joined today by Dave. He's the president of the company. How long have you been in business, Dave?
We just got started this year. We officially formed the business in Ohio in January of 2021. We moved into this facility in July of 2021. But we mostly got in front of our customers over the summer at a lot of farmers markets throughout Mentor, Chardon. Got into a whole bunch of candy stores here in Ohio, especially notably you guys. And we're getting distribution pretty much throughout the country at this point. People are really digging this whole the North Coast Candy brand, but most especially the freeze-dried candy in general.
So what made you want to start freeze-drying candy? It's kind of a novel thing to do.
Well, so funny story, during the great toilet paper shortage of 2020, we found out there was a significant underserved market need, I guess, for freeze-dried foods in general. So I kind of put together a team to do some research and figure out what kind of effort it would be to bring freeze-dried products to the market and try to help bolster some of that market need, that demand. So we got together and had our first meeting, and one of our founders who started with that machine, that's her machine right there, Lois, she brought in freeze-dried Skittles the first day, and I was blown away. So was my team. So we said, okay, yeah, we're starting with that. So it's small, it's easy to work with. The candy is really simple and effective. We can get it out of the machines, and it's a novelty that people haven't tried yet. So it really raises some eyebrows and changes the experience for a lot of people. So that's kind of where it started, and yeah, that's where we are now.
So can you show us what you already are making, and then maybe take us in the back and see where the magic happens? So
right behind you here, this is where it all started. We started with Skittles. So we can't officially call them Skittles. So when you look on our website, they're called Fruit Chews. Unfortunately, it's trademarked, so we can't call them Skittles, or Mars would get very bitter with us. But that's the original freeze-dried candy. So it's all over TikTok, it's all over social media. People just love the crunchy nature of the Skittles. They just pop in your mouth like a pop rock and then dissolve away. The next one that we really gravitated toward early on was the saltwater taffy. So this is made by Sweet Candy Company in Utah. This is one of the most popular boardwalk style taffies out there.
There's so many flavors.
We have quite a few. And speaking of flavors, the premium taffy line is made by Taffy Town in Utah as well. These two companies are the biggest taffy manufacturers in the country. So the premium taffy actually goes through a whipping process instead of a pulling process. So it results in a creamier texture. It's also made with sea salt and evaporated milk to give it that more succulent flavor, more creamy overall flavoring. A lot of fun flavors like chicken and waffles, one of our best sellers. Tastes just like pancakes and syrup. It's amazing. One of our most popular additional products that we do is the Jolly Ranchers, or as Hershey would prefer, Gleeful Farmers. Hershey's doesn't like us using the word jolly, so we can't use that. But the Jolly Ranchers have been super, super popular. As well as the Bit of Honey, we call them Honey Bits. That's the 1920s classic red and yellow wrapped honey candy. We've actually freeze-dried that, and every one of those little balls you see in the window there is only a half a piece of candy.
Oh, wow.
Because
they pop up so much?
Yeah, almost all of our candy expands to about 6 times its original size. So even the taffy, if you're eating a piece that's bite size, yeah, it's been cut, usually into quarters. So we get quite a bit of candy out of it. You're generally, most people consume less. They don't need as much when it's a bigger volume, when it's a bigger piece. This is our newest addition. These are Albanese, the gummy with the A on the tummy. So we've started doing the gummy bears, the sour mini neon gummy worms, and the mini assorted fruit gummy worms. So those are new. We just released them last week. They're going to start hitting store shelves this week. So, and then we've got quite a few other candies on the way that we're working on. They're in development. We're working on sourcing them and getting them stocked up, and then we're going to be releasing them as well, along with several different new flavors of taffy as well. So this is our facility. It's split up into 2 sections. That side is the food processing side. This side is the warehousing and storage side. So we do all of our shipping and receiving, warehousing and storage. We pack up our cases here. We have our photo booth over here where all the magic happens to put stuff online. And then Josh over here runs operations, and Sherry over at the table is bagging up some gummy bears. The gummy bears come out in a nice big chunk there, so they just get bagged up just the way you see them. In fact, we do have some taffy that's ready to come out of the machine. If you guys want to take a look and see it, we can unload it.
So every machine has a name. Why is that?
So one of our founders, she came up with the idea of naming the machines after influential women in our lives. So actually these machines are all ready to be unloaded, so if you want, I could go ahead and shut one of them down.
How long does it take to do a taffy?
Taffy takes between 18 and 24 hours, depending on environmental conditions like humidity and temperature, what it's like. We do our best to keep a controlled temperature environment in here, and while we keep it around 67 degrees constantly, humidity can fluctuate. In Northeast Ohio, goes up and down like crazy. So based on the humidity, sometimes it can take a little longer. Sometimes we can squeeze it a little quicker. But on average, I'd say 18 hours is pretty much standard. We start getting into fruits and veggies, though. We're talking 36 to 48 hours.
Because of the water content, yeah.
Yeah, it all depends on how much water's in it. The process that this goes through actually causes the moisture to turn into basically ice crystals inside the product. And when it does that, and it's subjected to a vacuum and a little bit of heat is added, that causes an explosive evaporation process. So it goes from ice crystals to gas almost instantaneously. And it skips right through the water phase. So by doing that, it causes the Skittles to pop open. It causes the taffy to expand. In the case of the gummy bears, it causes those to expand. You want to see some astronaut candy? All right. When the machines are running and the vacuum's at full force, the rough estimate of actual pressure against the piece of acrylic on the front is about equivalent to an SUV pushing on that. About 2,000, 2,500 PSI.
That's why it's so thick.
Yeah, that's why it's an inch thick acrylic. It's really heavy duty. That's what our taffy looks like when it comes out. And it is quite warm, so I'm going to set it on the table here.
That's so good. Brings out the flavor so much and enhances the sweetness. I love these. These are so fun.
Yeah, they are. And freeze dried, it's magic.
Most of our customers are not, teenagers, they're not kids. They're usually older folks with fillings and crowns and bridges, and they haven't been able to eat chewy candy in decades. And let's face it, about 90% of the candy industry is chewy or hard. So a lot of older folks can enjoy it. But now we've got an alternative that you can eat with braces. And in fact, you really don't even need teeth to enjoy most of our candy. It's kind of nice to have a new product, be unique, and be first to market, and be doing it in Ashtabula, Ohio, of all places.
Yeah.
And nobody knows anything about Ashtabula, but here we are. We're trying to put them on the map.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for showing us around and having us to your facility. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Well, the pleasure's all mine. I appreciate you coming out, driving all the way out into the middle of nowhere to come see us.
So you can find All City Candy at allcitycandy.com, and where can they find you?
NorthCoastCandy.co.
Right.
That's it.
Have a sweet day.
Thanks, guys.